Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to Alchemy. Today we are going to be doing a different tier list. This tier list is going to be based on journaling, the different types, different methods of journaling. And different methods of journaling actually help you in different ways. They solve different problems, and some journaling methods are absolute copes, they just waste your time. Today we will be ranking them based on S and D tiers, okay, from all the way from S to D tier. S tier meaning the absolute goated methods. Life changing methods really will clear up your mind or help you in massive ways. Everyone should try them out. And D tier meaning useless time wasters. Let's start with number one, affirmations. Affirmation journals. C tier. No, wait, D tier. Affirmation journals are basically copes, okay? It's basically when you open your journal just to write, you can do it. You are this, you are that. And you try to write these sentences, trying to convince yourself that you are successful and you deserve the success that you want. I think it's just time waster. A lot of people stand in front of mirrors and do this thing. I think instead of doing this, if you just rather work hard on the goals that you want to achieve, you would make much more progress, and you becoming that successful person will be much more likely than shouting affirmations in the mirror or writing affirmation journal entries. Next one, venting. A tier. Venting entries, A tier. These journal entries have basically no formats or stuff. You just start ranting about the things that are going on in your life, so it helps you relieve from frustration, and you could feel very bad, something really embarrassing has happened at school or whatever. This type of journal entry really helps. There's no real format to it. You just write down your feelings, that is it. The reason why it's so good but still not S tier is, well, sometimes this thing can waste your time. After writing this journal entry for, like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes, I just pour down all my feelings, and then in the end I realized that this thing was pointless. I was worrying over useless things. But still, most of the times this journal entry really helps you clear your mind and focus on the task which matters, rather than mulling over weird embarrassing things which make you angry or sad or whatever. Okay, next we are going to be talking about checklists, checklist type of journals, D tier. Now, what are checklist journals? These are basically the type of journal entries which we were taught in school. In schools we were given this format of writing dear diary and then dates and stuff, and we had to write what happened throughout the day. This is basically it. We just start from the morning. I woke up, I did this, I did that, and you write a whole summary of the day. It's not useful at all, at least for me. A lot of people find this one useful, but all the greatest journal entries which are talked about on the internet, none of them are anything like this. I doubt if anyone great actually wrote checklist stuff, okay? And personally, I don't like writing these things because there are some days when nothing has happened. There are a lot of days which is just like another day, which is this normal day. Nothing special has happened. You just wake up, do your thing, then go back to sleep. And writing about that is just wasting your time. And by the way, most of your life is basically one of those normal days, just another day. You just wake up, do your work, and sleep. Nothing spectacular happens. And so, wasting your time on writing these entries, I don't think is very good. Next, we are going to be talking about decision making journal entries, B tier. Decision making journal entries are basically when you are confused, when you are broken between two or three choices which you need to make, and now you are trying to lay down the pros and cons of each option chosen, and you are listing down all the benefits and all the disadvantages, all the advantages, all the things that you are losing. Basically, you over analyze each option which is there in front of you, and you try to make a decision based on that. It's not completely useless, like at least at the end of it you know the pros and cons of each situation, but it's not really good because usually for me, I feel extremely confused. I feel even more confused after writing the journal entry because now I have even more data to process in my head. Okay. But it's still not really that bad. I mean, like, at least, again, like, at least you now have a clear idea of the pros and cons of the situation. Now you can make much more of an informed decision rather than just basing things off of guesswork. Next, we have the ultimate coping mechanism, dream journals. Yes, A lot of people try to predict the future, and a lot of people, try to analyze their dreams and try to figure out their life's purpose through the dreams. And um, it's stupid, it's useless. Wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is try to sit down with your journal and try to remember what dream that you had. Bro, I would sit and fall asleep on the desk. It's not for me. It's not at all for me. I have tried it before. Very rarely can I remember any dreams that I need to write on the paper. If it's that significant of a dream and I genuinely remember it for the rest of the day, I will write it anyways. I don't need a dream journal to write it. Okay, I don't need to do this exact practice of waking up in the morning and writing a dream journal. It is just stupid. Now, if a registered therapist has asked you to do this, then sure, do it. You don't need to go against that prescription. This thing just has never worked for me. I've never liked this method. Right, next we are going to be talking about a very interesting journal entry. I don't even know what to name this one, but it's 8 year. Old man. It's old age introspection type journal entries. It's basically you in your current self listing down a bunch of the questions that you have right now from life. Okay, you like existential questions like, why am I here, what is my life's purpose, and then what should be my next move. And you write all these deep questions, and then you try to answer these questions in the next page, not as your current self but as your 80-year-old self. Considering that you are still alive by then, the 80-year-old self, you will imagine yourself with that level of wisdom, with that level of old age, and you will imagine yourself with white hair and wrinkles on your face. You'll basically imagine yourself as the 80-year-old version of you and try to answer the questions which you wrote in the previous page as your current version. And this works really, really well. I haven't really tried it, but some of my friends have, and they have had great results. I would personally use an AI for this. Honestly, that is why it's not an STR but an ATR. These days, like, if you give a lot of context to ChatGPT or any other AI software that you like to use, if you just give it enough context, it can act as the 80-year-old version of you, and then you can just ask it questions anytime. You can even like set up an AI chatbot specifically to respond to you as an 80-year version of you all the time, whichever questions you ask it. And so I think it's an 8 year thing, but as AI progresses further and further and can more and more accurately predict what we are going to be like when we are old, this thing is going to drop in rankings because this type of journal entry will become irrelevant simply because of AI. Okay, next we are going to be talking about gratitude journaling, and I could not find a better picture for this, but it's either B tier or it's C tier. I'm a bit okay. C tier. C tier. Gratitude journaling is a C tier thing. I know, unpopular opinion, but gratitude journaling, okay, if you already are a thankful guy, if you already just go out in the world and you just say thank you and express gratitude every now and then, this journal entry will make the situation worse for you, will make your mental health worse, because now you are going to derive your self-worth from other people responding to your thank yous. Okay, this journal entry only will benefit the people who have grown bitter of the world, who have started to hate the world. It will only help these people. And the thing is, most of us still go out there and as a common courtesy say thank yous, and as a common courtesy express gratitude. And so this will not help most of us. But again, like, sometimes you could do this if you want to express gratitude. Like, if you have forgotten to express gratitude, if you have forgotten to say thank you, and only after like 1 hour, 2 hour, or even a bunch of weeks later you realize that, oh, I should have said thank you in this situation, you can just refer to that person in your journal and just say thank you to them. This gives you peace of mind a little bit. Honestly, I don't overthink about this stuff, so C tier for me. Next we have the shutdown entry, S tier. I've talked about this kind of entry, the shutdown entry, in some of my previous videos, and this is absolutely goated. So shutdown entries are basically journal entries where you sit down with your journal and try to write a summary of a chapter in your life that you're trying to close. So for example, at the end of 2025, I suggested you to write this type of journal entry. And what did I tell you to write? You write a massive summary of 2025, whatever happened in 2025, because at the end of 2025 you are trying to close off that chapter and begin a new chapter of 2026. And so before you enter 2026, You should have a clean slate, a clean mind, right? And exactly for that reason, you want to shut down that chapter of your life. And it could be applicable to anything, breakups especially. It could be applicable to literally anything, any chapter of your life that you want to close off. At the end of that chapter, before transitioning into the next chapter, you just try to close that chapter off. Write this shutdown entry. You just write anything and everything in as much detail as you possible about the chapter that you're trying to close off. And this helps you clear your mind, get you a clean slate for the next chapter of your life that you are progressing into. Absolutely goated method. I do this every single year. I do this every single year whenever I feel like that I need to close off one chapter, begin another chapter. Basically, it's an amazing thing. Next, we are going to be talking about problem solving entries. See here. This is kind of similar to decision making entries, but this is a lot more unstructured. You don't list down pros and cons of things, you just write existential problems that you are facing. Okay, I can't find my purpose, and I can't. Think deeply. Maybe I am pursuing this girl uselessly. Maybe she is not giving me enough attention. Maybe she is not giving me the attention that I deserve. Or maybe it could be something else. Maybe I have not studied enough for this exam. Like, what should I do? And it could be like any problem that you're facing in life. You just write it out in the journal and just answer it. You just try to answer it. Usually the answer is within yourself. This is the general assumption of this type of journal. But honestly, it's in C tier because you have this problem, you have this question regarding this problem in the first place because you don't know the answers to them. So, mulling over these problems on paper will just make the situation worse, make you overthink uselessly. Okay, and I don't think that the time invested in writing these kind of journal entries is really worth it, because again, like, you are just overthinking about the same point again and again and again till you end up like getting a thought randomly in your mind which gives you the solution. I don't think it's a very good strategy. You just go on with your daily life and your problems will be solved. If the problem is not solved, consult a teacher, consult AI, consult Google, consult parents, consult friends, consult families. But consulting yourself through this journal entry, I don't think it's a very good strategy. Next, we will move over to identity journals. This is a mixed bag, honestly. If you are the regular woke idiot, left wing idiot, and doing this kind of stuff, kind of like affirmation journals, you're just telling yourself that, oh, you're so great, you're this, you're that. You're trying to affirm this new personality inside you. See here. But if you do it the David Goggins way, which I'm going to explain it in a minute, it's an 8 year thing. Okay. Now, I will put it in 8 year because I will assume that you are doing it the David Goggins way. So David Goggins, when he was in a low space in his life, okay, so he was down in his life, okay, and he wanted to make a change. What he did was stand in front of the mirror and then wrote things down, things to improve, things that are bad with his current self, things that he wanted to see in himself. And this is a form of writing this journal entry, okay, what David Goggins did. In this entry, you basically make a massive list of the person you want to become, your ideal self. Would he have a six pack? Yes. Would he have a clear mind? Yes. Would he meditate every single day? Yes. Would he work out every single day? Yes. Would he have this amount of money in the bank account? Yes. You just make a massive list of the ideal self which you want to be. And then in the end, you just write all the things that you need to do, you need to change in your current self to achieve the ideal personality whose details you just referred to in the previous page. Okay, and this is how you actually get a very clear idea about what you need to do in order to move closer and closer and closer towards your goals, which is eventually, ultimately, you want to become a better version of yourself. Okay, now the reason why it's not in S tier, a lot of people absolutely love this type of journal entries, but a lot of people get this thing wrong as well. People confuse this type of journal entry with affirmation journal entries, and they end up writing things down which are just straight up useless affirmation. They just tell themselves, oh, you are this person, you are that person, and you have got this inside you. And dude, just work. The proof will come along the way. You don't need to tell yourself again and again and again that, oh, I'm this, I'm that. No, the work will tell you who you are, and that's the only truth that matters. Like, you can't delude yourself into success, right? That's so 8 year. Thank you so much for watching till this far. I hope you learned something from this, and I hope that I haven't yapped too much. Like, share, subscribe, whatever the heck those other YouTubers tell you to do. Just do it. It really helps with the channel, really helps with my growth. I've been grinding on this YouTube channel for months on end. My health is down, everything is down, but this is my passion project, and I want to grow this YouTube channel. And so, a simple like, a comment, whatever the heck that you find it easy to do, will be greatly appreciated. Every single view even makes my day. Thank you so much for watching till this far.